Hey guys, this is Rurouni K95 here, and once again, it is time for a manga reading log for the month of August of this year as well. And I'm back, baby, once again, because I wanted to do another video where I wanted to do my manga reading log as well, particularly, because I have picked 7 of these manga titles that I picked from my manga collection just to get you a little head starters off with reading of manga, particularly, just to cater things up around here. So that's basically the intro for this video, though, particularly, because I want to do this, particularly, just to get yourselves catered in through for this one as well. Because, for those who are watching the channel, because I'm basically almost getting devoted exclusively to my otaku haul once Christmas comes in December. So, let's dive into this manga that I've been currently reading for the first time. So, let's begin. The first one here I got for my manga reading log here that I have is Mega Man NT Warrior. Those are the mangas that I just read recently for the first time, particularly because when I first read 10 of these, I really enjoyed it because I never knew that this manga was based on the video game character, though, particularly. And yet, this was adapted to an anime series on here, but I haven't seen the Mega Man NT Warrior anime, to be honest, but I thought reading the manga is pretty cool as well, because I can throw in any time, particularly, because I think I've read 10 volumes of these, particularly, as well, from what I understand well, because I got myself catered in, particularly, because I will be reading volume 11 as soon as I can, once I get at one point. And the next manga that I just read here, particularly, is Ayori Ayaoshi. This is the first time I wanted to read this one. I think I read this manga once, and now I read it twice, particularly. And, hey, this got me introduced to the manga, though. I know this has been adapted to an anime, but the manga, I wanted to read something, particularly, because I thought this is all new for me. I mean, the manga basically is about how Ayo has stepped into Kaoru's life when he encountered the complications of the cohabitation, when none of the fun is under the sheets, particularly. When a new roommate, who is a Japanese-raised American named Tina, who attempts Kaoru with her open flirtation. That's how this goes. Yeah, this is the second volume of the manga, though, particularly. Yeah, because I wanted to read this one as well. Because I never know about this, particularly. Yeah. I love reading Ayori Ayaoshi, though. Although, this has been adapted to the anime TV series, particularly. Yeah, because I know there's some romance, but there's some comedy mixed into it. It has its moments, particularly, from what I understand, particularly how I come by of this. And the next one I just read is Urusai Yatsura. This is basically the second volume of the Urusai Yatsura manga from legendary manga artist Rumiko Takahashi, though. I think this all starts off after the first volume, though, because we get to see, how the characters introduced, of how we got, like, Oyuki and Kurama, who is the Karusu Tengu girl in the manga, particularly. Those are the two characters introduced, particularly in Urusei Yatsura Volume 2, particularly, of how I come by, accordingly, of how I come over the facts as well. Well, true is, particularly, though. Yeah, the manga, it's how it starts off better, as opposed to the anime adaptation. And this also includes the manga chapter, which is where it has the giant tiger stripe looking egg in the school scene in that one, which I think that's basically how it's like a reference to Mothra in that one. Yeah, because Godzilla fans take note on this one. Yeah, including the two Cosmos in the manga. Yeah, you know, like those two from the Godzilla movie, and it opens up particularly how with a stuff references from like pop culture and Japanese literature or mythology references ones on there. And this has the third chapter, Whose Child Is This?, which is included in the manga, which is more different than the anime adaptation on here particularly. Yeah, because... And also, from what I understand particularly, this how true is, and this also has the fourth chapter, the Voodoo Dolls one. So I think this all starts different in the second volume on here. Yeah, sorry about the bookmark on there. Yeah, it's a Japanese one as well. And also, particularly, the sixth chapter in the Urusai Yatsura manga. Oh, it's the red where Ataru puts the ribbons over underneath Lum's horns on there. Because I think this manga starts all like this. More different than the episode of the original Urusei Yatsura anime on here. Especially if you ever read the manga as well. Particularly. What can I say? Because I had to read this manga particularly. Because I started getting introduced to the Urusei Yatsura manga as well. And the next manga particularly I have read, that I just got, that I haven't been I have been reading manga particularly, and that is After School Charisma. These are the new ones, that these are put out by Viz Signature on there particularly. It's basically the size as those Beastars manga and Urusei Yatsura manga and the Fist of the North Star manga, or any other manga particularly, of how these sizes are particularly. Yeah, because this is basically how it starts looking a school setting of how this manga particularly what is about, of how this goes particularly, of how this takes place in a school called St. Cleo Academy, which is an executive school where the student must be the clone for the famous historical figure Wolfgang Mozart, Queen Elizabeth, and any other historical people there on this. With such of these constable student body of how the matter of time before the campus explodes, particularly of how what After School Charisma explains particularly. Yeah, because there's every manga like this to take that. I have been introduced to the After School Charisma manga, because I thought this is all new for me though as well, because I have never read this one until now particularly. What can I say? Because once I get more volumes of them, I'll probably do a review on the After School Charisma manga as soon as I can, once ever I can do like a manga review particularly. Yeah, because that'll get you going particularly. I mean, After School Charisma gets a little more complex and conservative way on there. Sort of like how Black Butler, but in more difference of how than that particularly, to a degree, accordingly as well. And the next volume, a manga I just read, and it's basically the fourth one I just read for the first time, and that is Fruits Basket. Yeah, this is the fourth volume I read of the manga particularly as well, because hey, I've been start getting in to know about the Fruits Basket manga, as opposingly to the anime, either the 2003 Fruits Basket series or the new one that came out in 2019. But I wanted to start with the manga, though, particularly. Yeah, in this manga, particularly of how Akito O makes any endless appearance of how the school started the year when the Soma family has been worried about his arrival would be an uncensored exercise of show and tell about how something happening towards Yuki's past when Ayame vows to rekindle his brother's lost friendship, which is how it began to realize of how he could choose the friends, but or you cannot choose his family, especially if they're acting like animals, particularly. Yeah, that's how, particularly, of how this manga goes, particularly. Yeah. Sort of like how your typical shoujo manga, though. I have been reading this for the first time, to be honest, though, because I like to read this manga more than beside most of the shoujo manga titles in general, particularly. Yeah, because I like to read this one more, though, because I read this all mostly more than most shoujo manga out there of its kind, particularly, in case you want to know why as well. Because I had to show you the pages on there as well. Oh, yeah. The next manga that I just currently rereading on here, and that is Inuyasha. Yes, these are the ones that I've been currently rereading on here. Like, I just recently read volume 8, 9, and 10, even though I've already done my manga review on reviewing 10 volumes of the Inuyasha manga. I'll review more of the Inuyasha manga as soon as I can, particularly, as well. Because you know what these ones, particularly, as well. Of how this basically progresses, of how this in between volumes 8 through 10 on here that I just recently reviewed in the past, of how something became the priestess of Kikyo, brought back to life of a horrible ogress, when she's basically a reanimated corpse without a soul, roaming the world, of how she could find a purpose in this new life, of how her soulless state doomed to her forever thirst for revenge against who made it possible, which is Inuyasha. And if it's only it isn't any demons gaining power from the Shikon jewel, and sometimes, particularly if it wasn't for the demons, of how it became worse, as Kagome, Inuyasha, and their companions, when they fall against about the hideous Peach Man, yeah. Then how it seems of how those mysteries of the jewel to be uncovered when they made a village of warriors, how it's dedicated, how they fight the demons of how the jewel creates a warrior who has been trained from birth on killing those demons, named Sango, has rescued from death and wanted to originally turn against Inuyasha by Naraku, any crafty demon who's manipulating of how tormenting a heroic group time and time again, of how Sango may finally realize of how her true enemy is, or will Inuyasha pay the ultimate price at the hands of how to an expert demon hunter? Yeah, particularly of how I wanted to come by, of how I've been, ever since I have been reviewing 10 volumes of the Inuyasha manga, though, on here. Yeah, because particularly, I have wanted to start getting into reading the manga. I may like the manga beside the anime adaptation. Well, the anime you have to watch, but manga you can read to binge read at any time as well. Yeah, particularly from what I come across, particularly of how I come by for this as well. Yeah, because I wanted to come across particularly of how, just to consider the fact, considering how Rumiko Takahashi had a lot to do for when she created any series. Beside the previous works of hers, Inuyasha is the primarily ones that has to do with some darker tones, especially of how any battle when we're slaying the demons particularly, and the Shikon jewels as well particularly, which is more true for this particularly. Yeah, because that's how I come across particularly about this, as how I come by on reviewing something good for change, particularly just to consider the follow of this particularly, as how when I first started reviewing this, I wanted to realize particularly of how I've been reviewing 10 of these volumes of the Inuyasha manga. Yeah, that's true thing particularly of how I come by to this particularly accordingly as well, from what I understand why. Well, you get the picture though. And the last manga that I just read for the first time, this was unread, which I haven't read until now, and that is Lupin the Third. This is the first time I wanted to read this manga because when these were put out by Tokyo Pop originally, particularly, this was kind of unread as well. Most of them drop the mangas if they haven't finished reading it. Well, some of them can finish reading it, though. Well, this is the first time I wanted to read the Lupin the Third manga as well. Well, you get the point, though, particularly of how I got this, when I come across particularly. Yeah, I have watched Lupin the Third anime series when they were on Crunchyroll beside the DVDs that I own as well. Yeah, because I'm introduced to Lupin the Third as well. Yeah, I like the manga just like how I love watching the anime on there. Because this introduced me to the world on Lupin the Third as well, particularly. Yeah, because this is published by Monkey Punch as well. Because this is considered to be the best on there. This is how it made the cultural phenomenon for the Lupin the Third franchise has a lot to do for this one particularly. So basically, how I read all the manga particularly for this manga reading log particularly. Okay, for those who are watching the channel though, I'm basically getting into like doing manga reading logs and manga reviews as well, particularly. As well. And also, I'm also gotten to a point though, is that if you're watching the channel, I'm basically getting into manga hauls, especially when I do manga haul unboxing, everything from Amazon, Right Stuff, and Books A Million. Whenever I can get more manga, particularly, I will get manga on Books A Million, Right Stuff, and Amazon as soon as I can, whenever I can. Well, I think I got Berserk Volume 3 on Amazon, so I think that's going to be devoted for manga unboxing haul. Once I get more manga, which are the 2 ones I need, that are going to be perfect to take the cake for my manga haul, like Right Stuff and Books A Million as well, as soon as I can. Because I think I'm introduced to getting more manga, particularly, as well as anime, DVD, and Blu-ray hauls. If you got a movie from the library and you got one anime DVD, that's going to be perfect for the genres on DVD and Blu-ray updates as well. And also some Gunplas. I'll be doing some Gunpla haul, anime figure ones, everything from Kotobukiya, SH Fig Arts, and Banpresto, and what's that other one? Nenodoroids. Q-Posket and Nenodoroids, particularly. these are like the anime figures, like anime figure statues, like you find like Kotobukiya as well, particularly. But that'll be subject for another time, particularly as well. Because I'll be doing like manga haul after I do my otaku haul for December, which I think I'll probably do it on December, which is in like how many more months? Because even though for those this is August after all, so this will be like September, October, November. Yeah, in 4 more months, I'll be doing my otaku haul on before Christmas Eve. This holiday season coming up, particularly as well. In case you're one, okay, either that or maybe on Christmas Eve. I'll probably do it on Christmas Eve though, particularly. Yeah, I think I'll do my otaku haul on Christmas Eve, just to get you going though as well, because I wanted to do something to change things up. Because my otaku haul is going to be something not just manga haul. There's going to be everything from manga, anime, figures, as well as light novels also, particularly for the otaku haul, because it's going to be all roll in one for an otaku haul for Christmas Eve, which is going to be in like 4 more months as well. Even though I've already did my previous otaku haul since January, where I had my Gunpla on that one as well, which is my entry grade RX-78-2 Gundam Gunpla model kit one. Because I'm going to do it dividing, because I'm basically getting into like manga haul, Gunpla haul, figure haul, and even anime, DVD, and Blu-ray haul, and also the DVD and the Blu-ray updates. When I get one anime DVD, well, I get 2 things on Amazon every like July or June for next year, like a perfect one to change things up a bit as well. Or 1 DVD of anime at Target, once I had to change things up particularly, even though I'm more well-educated as well. Even though I'm well-educated, particularly whenever I read a lot of manga, because I've always wanted to read some manga, particularly, just to binge read on something, particularly, of how I wanted to become a manga reader. Although I have 6 copies of Mega Man NT Warrior that once I got those at a library book sale back in 2018, I never know that there was an extra copy. So I might as well sell extra copies on here, because I'm keeping 10 volumes of them, but the extra copy ones, I'll probably sell them on Facebook Marketplace or Reddit or eBay or those swap meets as well, because that could help you make a lot of money though, particularly because I will be pretty soon I will sell 6 extra copies of Mega Man NT Warrior that I have that are in my manga collection, because I'm going to be saving the money whenever I can get more manga. I need to get everything from like Berserk, Vinland Saga, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Komi Can't Communicate, Demon Slayer, Tagami Bachi, Rurouni Kenshin, Urusai Yatsura, Fist of the North Star, Ranma 1/2, Beastars, and Berserk as well. Oh yeah, and Yu Yu Hakusho. Let's not forget about that one. Oh, and Vagabond, and some classic samurai ones like Lone Wolf and Cub, Samurai Executioner, Blade of the Immortal, and you name them, particularly. Because that could make you become a manga reader, particularly, as well. Because I am basically well known of how I got good taste in manga, particularly. Okay, if you already got a copy of a manga, you could sell it though on a Facebook Marketplace. Or once you you already have one copy of a manga that you already got another edition, once you reviewed it, you can probably put it in the storage bin ones, Like, you have them in your, for example, like storage bin boxes, or those storage bins, or the file boxes, if you could put them in the storage, particularly, especially after there's not enough room on the there, or if you already read, or you want to keep something in your manga collection of what you like the most, particularly, accordingly as well. Once have how I become a manga reader, particularly as well. That's the thing as well. Well, I have been doing this particularly because I have been reading a lot of manga. That's why. So that's going to be it for my manga reading log for the month of August of this year for today, you guys. Thank you for watching, but before we go, here's what I'm going to say for this video. Once I picked about 7 manga titles from my manga collection, because I wanted to do a manga reading log that I haven't thought of doing one before until now, because I'm basically devoting almost exclusively, though particularly, that I'm getting into manga reviews and manga reading logs. And also I'll be doing manga analysis by arc, by starting with the titles such as mainly Berserk, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Yu Yu Hakusho as well, for the manga analysis by arc, whenever I can reread the manga as well, as particularly, accordingly. Hope subscribe for content. My anime plan link in the description down below. You share this video on your Twitter and Facebook if you have Twitter and Facebook account, and all social media. If you want to check out my Anime Planet, link will be in the description down below, because I have a huge backlog of manga and anime on my Anime Planet account as well. Because Anime Planet may be better than my anime list, though. Because I like Anime Planet better, though. That's why. And also, if you want to check out my Patreon, link will be in the description down below as well. Also, if you want to check out my let me know your thoughts in the comment section below on this video if you like as well. What do you think about this one? Because let me know your answers in the comments section below on this video if you like as well. And also, be sure to click on the subscribe button. Be sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed to my channel, especially if you're new to my channel as a newcomer. Be sure to hit the subscribe button as well. Smack the like button if you enjoy this video. Smack the notifications bell button. Be sure to get notified also as well for more latest updates on here that are something new on here. Keep it otaku for this manga reading log for the month of August of this year, because, wow, I'm basically well educated of how I've been reading a lot of manga, of how I've gotten to become a manga reader as well. Because this is something I wanted to do after watching a lot of anime. Although I can rewatch some anime that are my favorites as well. Particularly, especially when I'm bored or whenever I haven't watched another as well. This is Rurouni K95 saying thank you for watching my video. I'm glad you liked it. Hope you enjoy it. Hope to see you soon for the next video. Hope you have a great day. This is Rurouni K95 signing off. Thank you for watching my video, and I will see you soon for more videos. Take care. Bye.